Hey, welcome back, my friend Kenny Chapman. This is Leadership in a Nutshell, where we're cracking the code of the driven mind. This is episode number 8, and I want to ask you this. Does X mark the spot? Now, we're going to maybe go on a little bit of a ride together, maybe a little bit of a treasure hunt, if you will, together. I want to make sure that we're gonna drop some fun today. We're gonna drop some value. The main thing is these episodes exist for you to improve your life, for you to change your life, for you to gain a little bit of quick perspective throughout your week and go, wait a minute, life is really good. And today I want to talk to you about that. And one of the areas that sometimes we can get a little bit stuck on is the map, right? What map you're following. So today, as we think about does X mark the spot, can't talk about that without addressing the actual map. Now, the first question I have for you is, does the map equal success? If you have the correct map, does that mean that you will get to your destination? Yes or no? Obviously, there's a lot of variables that come into play, but I think if we kind of agree we can agree to disagree, let's be honest. But I think if we're all kind of on the same page here today, what we can agree on is the map is a part of success. A map is a part, maybe a necessary key ingredient to getting to the destination. In this case, it might be improving my leadership skills. It might be accomplishing my goals this year. It might be hitting my budget. It might be adding a line of business. It might be learning how to communicate more effectively. Fill in the blank of what it could be for you. Does X mark the spot? What is the map you're following? Here's why I so passionately know that the map does not equal success. The map exists already for everything that you want, need, desire, crave, have interest in. The map already exists, my friends. The recipe for success is there. Now, that isn't enough. You've got to find leverage within yourself. You've got to find a reason behind it. And that's where today I want to talk to you about like this whole treasure map. Let's go on a treasure hunt together. Let's do that, right? I remember growing up and my family would all get together for Easter and we'd have an Easter egg hunt, right? Different people have different treasure hunts. I know I don't have kids, Christy and I don't have children, but there's like these different, I don't even know what they're called, where you can find them on your GPS and you can go in and find different things. I know that my niece and nephew got into the rock thing where you can have coordinates and go find a rock and write something on the rock. All kinds of different treasure hunts going on. And what's fascinating to me is there was a gentleman by the name of Forrest Fenn who was he was a pilot in the Air Force for many years, and then he went to Vietnam. He won a Silver Star for his service, all kinds of different things. Just a very fascinating guy. And the lovely Christy went to college in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and this guy ended up retiring in Santa Fe, New Mexico after his stellar Air Force career. And he bought a gallery, went in and partners with a guy, and then he ended up owning this gallery. He did multiple millions a year with this gallery, but very interesting guy. And then one day, his map changed a little bit, and a doctor gave him a diagnosis of the C word, and all of a sudden he was diagnosed with cancer, and he had a short period of time to live, so he was kind of reflecting, and like, what is he going to do? He decides that he's going to take some of his wealth and create an actual treasure chest and create this kind of a treasure hunt, if you will, for people. And he's going to go out somewhere in the Rocky Mountains and bury this thing, right? And he ends up going through this, his life and this situation. He writes a memoir, and the memoir was called The Thrill of the Chase. And in this memoir, in one of the chapters, he reveals this kind of poem that gives some clues, gives some direction. He won't tell anybody where this treasure chest is. Some of the folklore says that he was planning on being buried there, different things. Whatever it is, he ends up now, all these crazy stories come out. Did he actually bury it? Is he one of these cuckoo authors? I know I'm an author. I might be one of those cuckoo authors. If you're listening to this, let's just call it what it is. Yes, Kenny is a cuckoo author, right? But is he one of these guys that, oh man, he just created this story and he didn't actually bury it out there? And what does he say is in this treasure chest? Well, man, there's gold coins in there. There's actual gold nuggets. There's all these different types of rare coins, gemstones, diamonds. Oh, holy smokes, who doesn't want to find this? Well, what's fascinating to me, and one of the reasons that we're spending time here together in these 10, 12-minute episodes, is we take things from life and then I turn them back and I learn a lesson from it. And so the reason that I'm recording this for you right now is recently this treasure chest was actually found. So he did actually do it. He actually buried it out there. He actually is still alive. And there's a gentleman from the East Coast that does not want to be named, at least at the time I'm shooting this for you. He doesn't want it to come out who he is, but he has been verified. He took pictures with the treasure chest at the location that he found this thing and verified with Forrest Fenn. It's over. It's done. And I was reading an article about it, and the gentleman, Forrest Fenn, said, he's like, there's a part of me that, is kind of glad that it's been found and it's over, and there's a part of me that kind of wanted the chase to still go on. And I want you to think about a couple of things when we look at this story and we turn and apply it back to your own leadership skills, your own business, your own life, your own relationships, your own finance, everything that you do. What if you were to tie it back to this particular kind of model of a treasure hunt, if you will? Think about this for a moment, my friend. Here's a guy that goes and buries, and maybe buries. We don't even know for sure if he buried it until recently when it was found. This has been years and years and years that people have been, some reports say thousands of people have trekked out into the Rocky Mountains based on this poem in this book, and maybe this cuckoo author, quote unquote, might have actually hid these gems that he talks about in his book. Thousands of people. Here's what's really crazy. Several people died during the quest. Several people lost their lives, literally gave up their ability to live life on this planet over seeking this potential treasure chest that Mr. Fenn buried somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. Now let me ask you this, my friend. If you think about this treasure hunt, and first of all, am I the only one that thinks this is absolutely wild? Like he says that he buried it originally because he wanted people to get out and experience wildlife more. He wanted, I come from San Diego originally, spent many, many years in Colorado. I love the Rocky Mountains. The lovely Christy and I spend a lot of time still every year in the Rockies. Beautiful, beautiful country. So I get that he wanted people to explore and spend time and do different things. He's probably scratching a little itch of him as a child wanting to do these things. But let's boil it back down to reality of your life situation, my friend. What about your own treasure hunt? What are you seeking? Does X mark the spot of what it is that you truly want? How many people were out there hunting around, looking around, getting his clues, going through, and literally could have created hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, improve their life situation, improve their relationships, improve their businesses, improve their performance? Or I can take off on a weekend treasure hunt and maybe find something that maybe got buried, that maybe even exists beyond folklore, but I'm going to commit my time and my energy and my resources to going for that. Are you starting to be with me? Or, give me a little head nod right now if you're like, yeah, this is kind of crazy, right? And I'm not minimizing or discounting anybody that went out and did this thing. If it's a hobby, that's one thing. But what we know about life is the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And if you're out there just chasing that next thing and maybe I'm going to find the treasure, and good for the guy that found it, whatever, that's all good. But you have your treasure at your disposal, my friend. You can draw the X. You can create the map. I know the map's not the answer because we create maps all the time for our coaching clients and our members. And some of them get it really quickly, and some of them take a while, and some don't get it at all. And that's 100% okay. Thousands of people went looking for this particular treasure chest, and one individual found it. The other thing I want you to think about here is the fact that everybody had the same information. What about your own situation? What about your own treasure hunt? What about what you want to accomplish, what your goals are, what your business looks like, what you want to do? This is why some people have the exact same kind of business that you have, and they're living the life of their dreams. And other people have the same kind of business you have, and they're struggling to make payroll. And other people might have a similar situation, maybe what you have. And maybe it's a little better than average. It's a little better than most. But maybe like me, you grew up wearing secondhand clothes and challenged with a money mindset. And you go, well, I'm doing better than most people are. Where do you need to check that? Where do you need to explore that? Where do you need to go, wow, what am I doing? What's the map I'm following? What is the X that I want to put on the map? You've got the map. It's a blank slate. It's your opportunity, my friend. It's time for you to choose. I'm your host, Kenny Chapman of Leadership in a Nutshell. This is episode 8. Thanks so much for being with me. Make sure you subscribe here. If you dig what we're doing together, please give us a rating. Please give us a review. Give us some content, comments, easy for me to say, down below if you're watching with us on YouTube. And until we talk, make it a better than fantastic day. We'll see you soon.